come down.
We're seeing the pace of the money.
The growth of
right.
money supplies has come crashing.
So what is that? Does that help the Fed? Does that make their job easier? I mean, can the Fed stop the 10-year from going to 2.5% right now?
No. Clearly, the Fed has lost control of the long end of the yield curve of higher end rates, and you're seeing that in the dramatic flattening that we've seen in the yield curve, as you were mentioning just a few minutes ago. So I think that they can try and control the short end. I think the long end has become unhinged.
So so the bottom line is that Jay Powell and company have sort of created something that they no longer can't control.
This is your Frankenstein.
This is it. What happens then from here?
It remains to be seen. Again,
I mean,
he's going to have to be.
Just saying that you know that Powell is not going to be ultra aggressive. He's not going to be Volcker 2.0.
I don't think he's going to be Volcker 2.0.
So then what would happen if he's not Volcker 2.0?
I think then we lose complete control of inflation, at least in the short term. And I think the political pressure on him in this midterm election year is immense, Charles. Just immense.
You know, Nomi, the Wall Street Journal had an op-ed the other day, and I didn't realize that how many Democrats are, who worked there, how connected they were to Keynesian economics, that they ignore supply side completely. I didn't realize it was that politicized already within the Federal Reserve. Does that play a role in a sense that they already have a blind side, right? And maybe this is why they missed the transitory part of this, because they only focused on demand. And even now, we'll probably hear Powell talk a lot about demand and not supply.
No, that's exactly right. And when you have the unlimited ability, which the Federal Reserve does have and has used to inflate the money supply itself, even to the extent it's come down a bit recently, you have a situation where you're basically towing the line of that more accommodative sort of Keynesian policy with respect to the government, because what you're doing ultimately is you're keeping the cost of money down, and keeping the cost of money down keeps the cost of servicing debt down, which is why we're allowed to increase the debt, which goes back to sort of Keynesian government politics. And the Fed is absolutely a Frankenstein, a Dr. Frankenstein, and a political creature.
Real quick, there's talk of China buying oil using the yuan. Petrodollars play a real big role in us being the world reserve currency. I'm not sure if they could pull it off. Maybe it's just some saber rattling. But if something like that ever happened, wouldn't that turn the world upside down?
It would turn the world upside down. And we were at the brink of a similar situation in 2017 when oil prices were creeping up again. And there was this talk at the time that there was a certainty that oil was going to be traded in yuan. That did not happen. But I do think that seizing Russian reserves has definitely put a spotlight on the United States' role and whether or not it's going to sacrifice the dollar's reserve currency status.
Powell's going to be walking up in about 20 seconds. If Russia defaults on their debt, what happens?
I think you'll see ripple effects. You're already seeing one bank after another announce massive write-offs. So there's more interconnectivity. Maybe it was the 11th largest economy in the world, but it certainly does have tentacles into other parts of the global financial system and global economy.
All right, let's go. Chairman Powell, ready to speak.
Good afternoon.